The people have asked for it, and so I will deliver. After several months of waiting, here is my official review of the Avengers. Now, the plot to Avengers takes place, I suppose, after the events of all the other films, supposedly. And what happens is that Loki arrives on Earth and takes control of the Tesseract, or that little blue glowing cube, and decides he's going to initiate an alien invasion by opening a portal to an alien army, and invade Earth and take it over. So S.H.I.E.L.D. has to initiate the Avengers protocol, I'm going to call it, and bring together, I would say, 4 heroes. Well, 3. Thor kind of shows up on his own, and Black Widow and Hawkeye kind of joined at the last minute. So we'll say 6 heroes together, and they are going to somehow take on this alien invasion head on and stop it and save the world. So that is the plot to this movie. Now, to get the positives out of the way, the acting was very good. Everybody, part of this cast, really brings their A game, which wouldn't be all that hard. All they have to do is play the same character that they were in their own individual movies, although Hawkeye only had a cameo in Thor. I would say some of the action was somewhat entertaining at times. Although many people have said that there is a major overuse of CG, I am inclined to agree. However, there's a lot of points in this movie in which CGI is used the right way, which I thought was cool. The fight, the action, I'm going to get to the action later. I have a bit to say about the action. And I say probably the little teaser at the end of what the next main threat was going to be was a pretty cool twist, and brings anticipation to what the next Avengers movie could bring. Now I get on to some of the problems. Number really big problems is that Loki really, for me, wasn't a villain. He was more of a punching bag because he was getting his butt handed to him throughout this movie by everyone. If him and Black Widow had gotten into a fight, I'm pretty sure that Black Widow probably would have won anyway. And if he really your main villain, then the threat doesn't seem all that bad. And so you have a punching bag for a main villain, and you have a bunch of, I'm going to call stormtroopers for the aliens, because as much shooting and as much explosions that are going on in that final battle scene, you don't see one person get hit or get killed. So it's at this point where I realize that, okay, the Avengers is not meant to be taken seriously, and it's basically a live action rendering of a comic book. So knowing that was a bit disappointing, because I actually wanted to see a really well told Avengers movie. So the fact that the Avengers in a whole is taken and handled less seriously as the individual films. The individual films have much more depth to them, and so they want to play it safe by making just the most paper-thin, most sympathetic reason to bring these guys together. The most cliche of all reasons to bring a group of people together. And it's really made for kids. So that alone was a bit disappointing. However, the biggest problem I had with this movie was there was absolutely, and I'm not kidding you, zero suspense. The fact that they had already announced that Iron Man 3, Thor 2, and Captain America 2 were coming out pretty much killed any sense of anticipation I had for this film, because you knew they were going to win. There was no question. You knew none of them were going to die. You knew Loki was probably going to be beaten. How badly he got beaten was kind of shocking to me, especially when he went up to the Hulk, as I've explained in my other video. And so it just makes it hard to care. Now, I had a discussion with my brother on this very same topic, and he told me, Brian, do you really go into this movie expecting the heroes to lose? No, I didn't do that at all. However, I expected the movie to at least give me the illusion or trick me into actually believing that something bad was going to happen to one of these heroes, and that just didn't happen. And I know this may sound like sacrilege, but at the last, I would say maybe 30 minutes feels like a Michael Bay movie. There's really no sense of structure, no sense of any real suspense. It's just glorified fan service of showing you all these heroes doing what they do best. And I personally, for you guys who enjoyed it, I didn't have a problem with that. But the fact that they didn't treat this alien invasion seriously, they just treated it like it was just a show to kind of glorify the heroes. And if you're going to do that and you're not going to take it seriously, then for such amazing build-up, it's kind of a letdown that you would spend all this time building up to this, and then the crowning jewel, the cherry at the top of the sundae, isn't all that great. So, but if you did enjoy this movie, I absolutely understand, and I respect you for it. But please understand that there was so much that this movie could have been done to make it better. So, unfortunately, although I think The Avengers is an okay film, it's not something that I would run out to watch or would ever want to watch again on my own, unless a friend came over and he wanted to watch it to try to maybe convert me into making me love this movie, which probably won't happen. Which is why I'm going to give Avengers, I truly, sincerely did not hate this movie. I'm going to give it a C+. It's a very good effort for trying. It is a good effort for the first time. It could have been worse. It could have been better, and it fits right in the middle. Hopefully they will flesh out some of the suspense problems with the next Avengers movie, and hopefully somehow they'll be able to tie in some of these events of the individual movies, and it looks like in terms of Iron Man they may do that in some scenes. And that is my review of the Avengers. Now, I'm just going to state this right now, that this version is actually the shorter version. The first video that I filmed of this actually went on about 15 minutes long, and I'm not sure if I'm going to upload it or not, so tell me in the comments down below if you want me to try. And if you like this review, please like, comment down below, and please subscribe to keep track of my future movie reviews. And please join me tomorrow when I review a truly great comic book movie as I review part 2 of The Dark Knight Returns. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Or in this case, I'll see you tomorrow.